Hello viewers, welcome back to class. This is Master Builders Online Academy. You are welcome, you are welcome, you are welcome. Hey, I'm super excited today because I have a very special gift for you, and we are going to begin another journey in mathematics where we'll be opening your eyes to some mysteries and to some secrets. Don't forget, if you are new in this channel, do consider subscribing to this YouTube channel and ensure that you turn on the post notification button for more exciting videos. Guys, don't forget also that we have our policy here that no part of this video should be skipped, which is for your own advantage, and ensure that if there is any part of this video that you do not understand as we teach, please you can pause and replay the video over and over again until you are able to understand the mysteries and the principles that we will be unveiling in this class. Now guys, also don't forget to avoid every unnecessary distraction because this will do you a real good. So guys, what stuff do I have for you today? We have on the board simultaneous equation. Guys, I'm super excited because this is not funny, but it's going to be mind-blowing. Yes, it's going to be mind-blowing. Guys, now let's get started. Now, before now, we have looked at linear equations. We have equally looked at quadratic equation. Now we are going to be examining the concept of what simultaneous linear equation. You can simply call it simultaneous equation. Guys, now what is a simultaneous equation? Yeah, what is a simultaneous equation? Now guys, listen carefully. A simultaneous equation is an equation that has numbers of unknown quantities. Yeah, it's an equation that has number of unknown quantities and whose values are to be determined in numbers of equations at the same time. A simultaneous equation is an equation that has numbers of unknown quantities whose values are to be determined in numbers of equations at the same time. I take it again. Simultaneous equation is an equation that has number of unknown quantities and whose values are to be determined in numbers of equations at the same time. Generally, we have majorly two types of simultaneous linear equation at this level, which is simultaneous equation with two unknowns and simultaneous equations with three unknowns. So now, for simultaneous equation with two unknowns, it will require two different equations to be able to provide the actual values for those two unknowns. Similarly, for simultaneous equation with three unknowns, it will also require three equations to be able to obtain the actual values of those unknowns. Now guys, what are we up to here? We are indirectly saying that you need to be able to provide answer for numbers of unknown. You need to have equal numbers of equations to be able to provide the actual answer or values result for those unknowns. So if I have two unknowns, certainly I need two equations. Then if I have three unknowns, certainly I need three equations to be able to get their actual values. Now it is also possible to have three unknown in two equations, but in such scenario, you are only permitted or you can only find two of the unknown in terms of the third unknown. Hope that is taken. Yes, you can have three unknowns and you are given two equations to solve three unknowns. It is very possible. But what you do here, you will not be able to find the actual values of the three unknowns, but you can find two of the unknowns in terms of the third unknowns. So for instance, let's quickly focus on simultaneous equation with two unknowns, because for secondary school or for SSC, JAM and other students, we majorly looked at two unknowns. But for university students or tertiary institutional students, we looked at three unknowns. Alright, so we are going to quickly start from two unknowns. Then in our subsequent video, we can also look out for what? The three unknowns. Alright, now let's get started. For instance, if I have a1 x plus b1 y is equal to c1, then I have a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. Now this is what we call equation 1. This is what we call equation 2. So now, where a1, b1, a2, b2 and c2 are constant terms. Constants. So where A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 are all constants, they are integral. Therefore, where Y, X, and Y are the unknown. So when I have two unknowns, X and Y, it will require two equations. And these two unknowns are solved at the same time. That's what it means to solve linear equations simultaneously. Unlike linear equation, you know that we have one unknown in linear equation that requires only one equation. Where we're dealing with direct linear equation involving brackets, linear equation involving fraction, all of those problems we were solving contain only one unknown at a time. But in simultaneous equation, you can have one, you can have two, you can have three, you can have four, as the case may be. But for this video or for this session, we are going to be looking at the first two aspects of it, which is 2 and 3 unknown simultaneous equations. Now, guys, let's get started. There are basic methodologies to solving simultaneous equation effectively. So when I have pairs of simultaneous equation, there are basic methods to use to solve this simultaneous equation. Unlike when we're dealing with quadratic equation, we had about 4 methods that we were using to solve quadratic equation, and we verified and we proved it that any method you use at all to solve any given quadratic equation, you will have the same result. Similarly, for simultaneous equation, any method you use, any approach at all you use to solve any particular pair of simultaneous equation, you are expected to have the same answer, except on the ground that you are wrong. Alright? Now, approaches or methods. Now, generally for secondary school students or for SSC students and JAB students, there are practically 3 methods of solving simultaneous equation at SSC level. One is substitution method. The second is elimination method. Then the third one is the graphical method. For SSC students, we are taught these 3 methods. These are the 3 methods that you look at in SSC level. In your general mathematics, you look at elimination method, substitution method, and graphical method, which requires the use of graphs. Are you there? Now listen carefully. In this video, we are going to be including the tertiary institution methods and the university method all in one. So I'm quickly going to state the method, and we have about 6 methods here that we will use to solve simultaneous equation. We can use these 6 methods to solve one simultaneous equation. Alright? Are you there? So they are basically 4 methods. But among these 4 methods, 2 of these 4 methods have additional methods. So let's see. First method is substitution method. Then number 2 method is elimination method. And this elimination method is divided into 1 and 2. So that means here now we have 2 methods under elimination. So elimination method, to solve simultaneous pair of simultaneous equation using the elimination method, you can use 2 elimination methods, and they are different approaches. Now 3, we have what we call the graphical method. Then the 4th one, we have what we call the matrix method. Now, under the matrix method, we have 2 different methods as well. We have the determinant method. We have determinant method by Cramer's rule. We have determinant method by Cramer's rule. Then we have the inverse method. So looking at this now, if I call this 1, then this becomes 2, this becomes 3, this becomes 4, this becomes 5, and this becomes 6. So substitution method is one method. Eliminator method has two approaches. Graphical method is one. Then matrix method is two. So one is by determinant method through Cramer's rule. Then the other is inverse method. So we are going to be looking at this one after the other. And we are going to be solving at least 3 questions per each method. So don't forget that any pair of simultaneous equations you are given, there are basic methods that are required to be able to solve such pair of simultaneous equations effectively. And like I explained now, any of these methods that you use here will give you the same result for any pair of simultaneous equations. So you can choose to use any method. But for those who are writing paper examination, the examiner can ask you to use any of the methods. So in such case, you must use the method that is stated by your examiner. But for objective student, you have the choice of using any method of your choice. Yes, you have the choice of using any method, any best method, or any short method that you can use. All right, any short method that you can use, you can decide to go with it. But for paper examination, you work with the direction or the instruction of the examiner. So if the examiner requires you to use elimination, and because you are not good with elimination, you now decide to use substitution, you have successfully failed that question 100%. Or the examiner asks you to use graphical method, and because you are not good with graph, you now decide to now use elimination method, you have 0 marks, which is 100% failure. Alright, so guys, don't forget that in the next video we will start taking these methods one after the other, and we will be solving at least a minimum of 3 questions per each approach. Don't forget, it's going to be mind blowing. All you need to do now is to check the description below where you will find the link to the next video. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not done so. And before you exit this current video, make sure you like this video and make your necessary comment. Thanks for watching. We love you at Master Builders.